what's up, everybody? It's Dsmoovee. Look, if you're looking behind me, shout out to Brooklyn STL, man. He's done some dope artwork. And I have the beautiful, the incredible Miss Celeste Grayer in the building. Celeste has been with me he's been with me a couple times.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we've been doing some dope things in the city, so I had to bring you. This is new. This is new for me. So thank you for being my first outside interview. We get to, we get to vibe outside. We get to create something. So for the people who don't know who you are, let them know who you are. Let them know what you do.
So I'm Celeste. I like to call myself a social artist. I'm a social worker. I work at Sumner High School, and then I do a lot of things in the community with kids, art, and just like I said, just having fun, doing things for the community.
Absolutely. So Celeste, you're not just a social artist, because you've affected the community in so many ways. Like, the kids love you, especially at Sumner, and I've seen you just affect so many kids in so many ways. What's the most rewarding thing about the kids that you work with that you see?
For me, probably the most rewarding thing is that I get to see it push forward. My thing is I teach once and then I expect them to teach next. And I'm not just saying a lesson, but like how you treat people, how you engage with people, how you bring people in. So to me, is to watch my kids grow. Mm-hmm. It's always great when I'm in the community and I hear Miss G, wow, Miss Celeste, and they're big, they're way bigger, they got a kid or they got a family, and I'm still that to them. That to me is the most impactful. Like I made a purpose for them. Yeah. So that was probably the most impactful thing for me.
Absolutely. Define what a social artist is. Like, what does that mean to you?
So I kind of made that up, because I am truly, the foundation is I am a social worker. That, of course, that's what my degree is in, but I am somebody, I believe I'm a person of purpose and people and community, and I just like to mold those together with the love of kids and art and community. Like, I make sure it all works. If it doesn't work, I'm not taking the job. And when I say that, because if I can't bring a kid in, or I can't bring a community partner in, or I can't bring people together that I care about and love, it's not going to work, and it's not going to expand. It's like a ripple. I want the ripple to continue beyond me and beyond the kids, beyond the community, so you can feel the imprint anywhere that you go.
You created like such a big imprint on kids and on everybody that you've come across. When you see the effect and when you see them coming to you years later, like, what does that mean to you? Like, what's that feeling that you? Because I know it's got to be exciting to say like I've helped you, or I've seen your growth, I've seen you prosper. Now you're living out your dream.
I think for me, I'm grateful always, and then what most important is the lessons I was taught from my elders. That to me is like I'm doing the work and just passing it on, and that to me is the most important thing, because I know, especially with everything that's going on in our world right now, sometimes it gets exhausting to keep reteaching. I'm so grateful that my elders now are still teaching me, so I can still teach. Because if we stop teaching, it's not the love and that extension of our heritage, our growth, all the lessons are going to stop. So I'm continuing that through my elders, through mentors and people in the community. I just want to continue that legacy. That's so important for me. Legacy is just not, to me, something written or documented, but a connection. That's legacy to me. Like connecting to kids to something else, or another person to somebody else. Like I said, I'm so grateful. I got to meet you through Key.
You connect people and you follow up. You make sure that they have what they need to be successful. Like, it with you, it doesn't just stop at the connection. Like, seriously, like I'm so amazed at the amount of energy that you have when it comes to everybody else. And I'll be like, how does Celeste do all this stuff, pour into herself, and then still maintain to put on for the community and do events as you do? Like, you are incredible. Like, honestly, like I'm so amazed by you sometimes. Like, you just never notice it. But I'm like she does a whole lot, and it's not easy to do what you do in the climate that we're in now. How do you kind of manage all that and are able to just let it go and still?
To be honest, is connecting yourself to good people. Like, again, connecting to you through Key. Like, I am so fortunate. I try to say, when I put on events or I collaborate and do big things or do small things, like, they're not people you hire. Like, that's family. Like, to be able to work with your family and friends and people you care about every day, that is what it's about to me. Like, I don't have to think about anything. I know y'all got me. I don't have to worry about it. That's the joy. Like, I can literally sit at an event and watch it and be like, family is working and family's getting paid what they're supposed to. That
so I don't want to cut you off, because I want you to still hold that. When she says, I want you to get paid what you get paid, she is not joking. Like, I have to let people know that, because the event that I hosted for you, you said, I was going to give you a discount. You was like, no, I'm going to pay you what you said you want. So thank you so much for that, and
of course,
for being a influencer when it comes to showing what goodness is and how to treat people. Like that, I think that goes a long way too for you too.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what it's about. Give, get, receive, and just make sure everybody's taken care of it. We are, as a culture, are artists in every facet. I mean, just because we do it well doesn't mean we're not supposed to get paid for it.
Absolutely.
And at the rate we're supposed to, so that somebody else can see, this is how you're supposed to treat an artist of any facet. That's very important to me, from little to big. Doesn't matter the age range. If I got kids hosting, things, that's important. You need to pay them too. That's important.
The fact that you mentioned artists, you have a collective of artists that you work with, and they're all fantastic.
Yes.
Talk to us about that. So
Live Freedom is a group that we created together, Arts Collective, and so we paint live everywhere. Like, we're hopefully going to paint live again soon. Again, it's just trying to make sure that we are still connecting, because we're artists, but we also have other facets of life. They're moms, they're dads, they are creatives, they are poets, they're musicians, they are people of every facet of the community. I think sometimes people think the arts are one-dimensional, and we're not. I want to make sure that we know that too. Like, we're so diverse in every facet of our lives, and that people forget we're people. And I want to make sure that people remember that we're artists, we're people, and we deserve all the good things and everything. Paychecks, contracts, and deposits. That's
what I'm talking about. See, and that's why we had to be behind some dope art out to Brooklyn again for that, because I think you really define what it means to be an artist and to be a person, a people's person. When you are able to put on these art shows and put people in positions to get their art out there, what's that mean for you?
It means like family is winning. Like, to me, that just, it makes the vision and the community bigger. Every time I get to say, well, do you want to do this with me? Or do you want to do this? What do you think about that? And you say yes or no, or maybe let's look at it. That just expands the bubble to me. It just makes it, I like to work with new people all the time, but I also like to work with family, and then family reaches out to the next person. Hey, Celeste, what do you think about such and such can do this? Absolutely, let's do it. I don't have to think twice about it. You said it, recommend it, no worries about it.
Shout out to my cousin too. That's another reason how we met, because my cousin Tip. That was incredible. Like, and it just goes back to how you mentioned family. You treat people like family, and you just are blessed with more good people in your life. And you've been blessed with so much. Now, talking about, you also are an entrepreneur.
Just a little bit.
Like you do everything. How did you kind of break into the entrepreneurial space?
Again, entrepreneurship was not something I was going to do. Actually, the kids did that for me.
Did they?
Yeah, I worked at Pomosia. That was my first school I worked at, and it's about culture and combining the Afrocentric culture and also the Western culture. So I try to make things a little bit more hip. Old traditions do traditions, and so we had a Pomosia ensemble, which is a choir that was going around everywhere in St. Louis, and the choir director wanted me to kind of make something. So I made something, and the kids were like, make some more. And then that was it. I kind of got pushed into it. So I call it 30 kids pushed me into entrepreneurship.
I love
literally.
That. Yeah.
So I wouldn't be where I'm at without them. So that to me is how I got there.
You are so selfless. Like, you always are pushing the spotlight off you and making sure that others are lifted. How do you maintain that humbleness?
I just think I was born with this. I mean, I'm blessed to have had my grandmother, my parents, always make sure I was humble. They always said, you're going to be great, but do it humbly, though. You have a grounding. They make sure I'm grounded. I still get checked. I got 3 mentors that check me.
One, two, that
God.
I know the feeling.
That's why I'm blessed. I'm so blessed for that, and friends like you and Key that check me and make sure and make sure I'm taking care of myself. So, did you eat today? Did you have some water today?
It's so different when you got people that actually are in your corner
Yes.
that make sure you eat and drink.
Yes.
Because being a busy person, I'm sure you know, like those little maintenance things, like they get foregone.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you have family and the fact that you have friends that are doing it, I think that's
yes, absolutely.
So, of course, this is one of your creations that you're wearing.
Yeah.
Talk to us about this shirt before we talk about Juneteenth.
So again, just creating. I just love to create something from nothing. So again, I like to do something different every year that I'm doing a project or an attachment to something. So I created this Juneteenth t-shirt. Was this year one? Yeah, year one, 2019. And so I try to create a new one. So I got a new one coming up for this year's event.
The reason why I asked is I need one of them.
I got you,
how much it costs.
I got you.
And I will definitely be there. So I'll definitely make sure I pay for it. So Juneteenth, of course, is coming up.
Yeah.
Talk to us about it. What's going on?
So Juneteenth is coming up. This will be our third year. I started again in 2019, right before the pandemic. Of course, the pandemic happened, and then we started our next one in 2022. And 2023, I feel like it's been 3 years of, everybody trying to get on their feet. And then people are still trying to. I want to, again, Juneteenth, of course, is about, us as a culture becoming free. But I also want this to be a place of education, growth, and coming back together. Like, everybody thinks, Black culture is so strong and so, distant from what it is with their, no, it's love, it's people, it's culture, it's growth. And that's what I wanted to continue to be. And this is just a good way to highlight it.
It was so much surrounding that last Juneteenth event. And shout out to Spirit of Angela. You had them dancing. You had the
Red and Black Brass Band.
Yeah. And then you had the lady lighting the Umoja candles.
Oh, yes. Yes. Mama and Jokey, yes.
Yeah, Mama and Jokey.
Yes,
I remember, like, that was like one of the best things because being able to be connected to our heritage and being able to be culturally aware, like a lot of we forget about those nuances.
Absolutely.
How did you make it critically important to make sure that we didn't forget about that and we make sure we celebrated something that we as Black people need to celebrate? I
think for me, again, is being appreciative. And I literally sit at feet of elders like Mama and Jokey, Baba Kanama. They taught me. I am so forever grateful. I'll never forget. For me, asking for permission to even have these events are something that I do for them to make sure that I'm still in line. Like, if I'm ever in line, they always make sure that I'm staying on task. So that to me is the biggest thing, is to make sure I check in and I'm also reflecting what the elders wants me to reflect in any facet of the city, maybe commercial, not commercial, and that we maintain those true, stories and those legacies of the culture for us. So
absolutely. So going back, Juneteenth is, and I want you to kind of give them the definition because some people still, now we got it. It's known as a holiday now, but some people don't understand why.
Yeah. So people, it's really about around the year of 1865. That's when the concept of us as enslaved people became free, and that's really what is surrounding, like, the process of that, how that happened in Texas. But now, to me, yes, it's that long history of that, and for me, even more now is really teaching that to our kids. That legacy happened, that history happened, and then how do we move from there? We've of course moved notches of 400 plus years and continue, and then there's still things happening today, and for me, this is just another reminder of the celebration and the growth, and then how we continue the growth even when we're taking 2 or 3 steps back. Like, we're teaching and remembering, like, there's still love here. Like, we got to keep moving forward with that. So that, to me, that's what it's about, because a lot of people don't know what Juneteenth is. Like you said, celebrating as another holiday, but it's just not that. It's really about the continuation of Black history and culture.
We need that because we forget sometimes. We need a reminder, and we forget sometimes that we need to have those kind of situations to be around in authentic Blackness, to actually embrace it, and being that you are putting things together like that, because Juneteenth is the only thing that you do around our people and around African American people. what else? How else do you curate things and things like that to make sure that we are aware of our identity?
I try again checking in with my elders at promotion. Like I work with Dr. Nichols, who taught me, and then taught other people, and so staying connected to our elders in that community. And like I said, I was able to put on the first Kwanzaa celebration, and I think was that 2017.
Oh my God!
So that I think that was 2017, 2016. So that to me was like the beginning. I got a phone call when they say that your names get spoken in a room and you're not even there.
Yeah.
A friend did that for me. And they said, I know a friend that can run a Kwanzaa celebration because they never had one before. And that's what happened. And then from everything else, it kind of exploded with greatness. So I'm appreciative always. So that's how I kind of got started, and making sure that I stay connected and bringing those elders in to do certain things.
Yes.
Maybe the opening drum call, the ceremony of of Kwanzaa. Those things are very important to me and sacred. And I always want to make sure those are a part of every event.
I love that, and I love that you involve the elders and you and rediscovering and re-acknowledging the knowledge of us. So, Ms. Celeste, please let us know how we can follow you. Let us know how we can tap in with you. Let us know. Give us all your social media information and your email. Don't give me your number, but give me your email, because we're going to make sure we reach out to you on email.
All social media platforms is True Trifecta. True Trifecta is all of them. Or Celeste Grayer is my Facebook, so that's where I stay connected. So True Trifecta on all social media platforms.
Thank you so much, everybody. Make sure you subscribe to the On the Streets YouTube channel. It's On the Streets 314. All you gotta do is subscribe to that. I need them subscribers up and them views up. And big shout out to Brooklyn for the art and the background. Big shout out to Key Productions. A big shout out to T, Terrence Strong, and big shout out to Deja, my production team. They dope. All right. Thank you so much, Celeste, for coming out. I appreciate you. You're amazing. You're great, excellent, and I cannot wait to continue.
Appreciate you.